First of all, just proud of our team on Saturday. I thought, the guys came out, put together a good first half. Really proud of our defense. I thought they flew around and did a bunch of good things. Created some negatives, had a fourth quarter shutout. Bounced back from a little adversity on the tremendous run that the young man had and the third down play that they made. Thought there were some big-time efforts. Chris Miller, I thought, was special in the game. Flew sideline to sideline, made a bunch of great plays. And I thought Graylin Arnold's play on fourth down was really just sort of a game-defining play that allowed us to have a chance to win. Thought, we were able to get after the quarterback, 4 sacks, so I'm pleased with that. I thought our guys did a tremendous job of, giving different looks. Thought Phil called a great game, but, they also disguised. And that takes maturity, that takes confidence. And so, he had confidence in them, and they were able to give a bunch of different looks. And I thought our tackling was better. So pleased with our defense. I thought Charlie did a nice job on third down, especially, early in the game with some big third and long plays offensively and really defensively both. Have to get the penalty situation corrected. 13 penalties is not going to be good. 3 face masks. We're not going to win a lot of games when we're doing that. But our receivers caught the ball. They attacked the ball. I thought our backs ran hard. I thought in the second half, shuffling some linemen in with some injuries was unfortunate, but it gave some guys some reps and some opportunities against a good front, and hopefully we'll continue to build off of that. But excited about the opportunity this week. Proud of Drew Galitz. So I think he was Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week, and really some big punts, and really flipped the field for us, and that was extremely critical. So we're excited to go to Norman and play, the defending Big 12 champions. They're a team I have a lot of respect for. Coach Riley's a man that I have a lot of respect for. Coach Stoops is a man that I have a lot of respect for, and the way that they not just win, but the way they play and the way they handle their business. So watching them on film, they're a dynamic football team, tremendous defense. Kyler Murray is special, and but it's a great opportunity for us to go play against the best and see if we can continue to make steps to becoming a good football team.
Matt, Kyler Murray, is he a different kind of challenge than any QB you'll face because of his speed?
I don't know that I could compare him just for him. I mean, he's dynamic in the run game because he presents a threat. The run game that they have a good power football run game, but he also can read and pull the ball and go make explosives. And then he's a tremendous passer. So, you can't just sit there and try to keep him in the pocket and not rush him because he'll pick you apart. I mean, CeeDee Lamb and Brown and all, they have great receivers. And when he does, finally put the ball down and run, he can evade you in the pocket till someone gets open, or he can, go score. And but he's a tremendous player, and he's been a tremendous player his whole life, And so, talking to Coach McGuire about him and his battles with him back in the day, we have the utmost respect for him. And I just think the fact that here he made a bunch of money, and he still wants to sit there and play college football. It's so invigorating, just as a college football fan, to see someone playing for the love of the game. And so, but he'll be a tremendous test. But so will their receivers, and so will their offensive line, and so will their tight ends and running backs. They're just a really good football team.
Matt, you mentioned the play that Graylin made. You talked about it the other day too. Not just the timing of it and what it meant in the game at that time, but the physicality of it, and that's what you guys are looking for. First of all, I mean, is there some kind of how do you communicate that with them? Or is there a phrase you guys use about let's be physical or whatever? And did you see a step toward that on Saturday?
Well, I don't know. We just use lots of things. We show like a lion tape. Like lion plays. Ferocious, physical plays. It wasn't just a line play; it was also a critical play. And I think that's a big thing. Like lots of guys make lots of plays. Who makes the plays when the hat's on their head and the game, the play, the series is on the line? So we talk a lot about those things. The second part of the question was, how do we?
Did you see a step?
Yeah, absolutely. I am. After you win, you get lots of text messages, and there's and I appreciate them all, but I got one from some football people that I really trust, and they just talked about watching on the game, just the defense looking fast and looking physical, and we did more last week in practice than we had done, and that's always been sort of like the balance I've been trying to, as I try to push the guys on defense here to understand that you have to practice really well to play good defense. You can't scheme to good defense. They competed and practiced really hard last week, and then it showed up in the game. And even on the play with Puka, I thought Jamison Houston, running the play down and not quitting and getting the ball down at the 5. I mean, we forced it to a 3rd and 10 when they converted it. But I'm sorry, guys. But I just thought last week was a real step. And the little things like, James Lockhart had to go inside and play some, defensive tackle and got up the field, and Ira and a bunch of guys, just playing hard, getting after the quarterback. I thought that they played with a different sense of purpose and physicality and swagger. Part of being physical is running to the ball, and so the week before we kind of jogged to the ball, and yesterday I thought we ran or Saturday we ran with purpose, and that's where we start trying to get the guys to say, we don't want you to run to the ball for us so you don't get yelled at. We want you to run to the ball because you think you can make a play that will affect the game, and we're still not causing turnovers. It's frustrating. And we're hopeful that it'll come, but I think when you start seeing us run and hit like that, that, hey, eventually the ball will start to come out.
You mentioned that before, being able to move your defensive linemen around inside versus outside. Why does that provide such a change for the defense?
Well, because we don't have a lot of guys. We're kind of, Tyrone Hunt's been down, and, some guys have been down, so we need to have our best players on the field. And we like to be able to give multiple looks. We play a little bit of 4 down, we play a little bit of 3 down. We want to be a defense that people have a hard time, knowing what we're in. We don't want to just sit there and be, sitting ducks. And so I thought having guys with versatility helps. Sometimes you can be a powerful guy outside, and when you go inside, you can be really athletic for being inside. And but it all comes down to mentality. If you put your hand in the dirt and you line up and you say, hey, I'm going to go get vertical and I'm going to get north, if you're the aggressor, then we play much better defense. And so I thought a lot of guys did that in the game. And, when you're a defensive lineman, it doesn't always show up in the stat sheet. Sometimes sacks are, he does all the work and I fall into the quarterback and I get the sack. But so it's really a group effort. I thought the linebackers did a really nice job this game. They ran their gaps. They played with more of a trigger mentality where they were, going to go pull the trigger and go try to make the play. And it showed up with some, plays in the backfield.
With the way last year's game played out and the way you all took them down to the wire, playoff team, one of the best in the country, did the returning players take any confidence from that, or is it just kind of a completely different year?
I don't know. I mean, I think, the thing that I'm always just trying to get across to the players is, we can never control the other team. We can control ourselves. We can control how we play, and to just focus on playing well. That's going to be the whole message is let's go play well. Going back to Duke, we didn't play well. And it resulted in us losing. And last game, we played well at times. And so let's try to play well for 60 minutes. And if this is the best offense we see all year, and then we try to play well against it, then great. There's some other great offenses coming down the road. We know that if this is the best defense we see, let's try to go play well against it. So our message is always just worry about us, focus on us. Let's just go do everything this week, and then go out there and play with tremendous energy and passion, play for each other. We know it was a great game last year, but it was a game of, they got way up and then we fought back, and then they got way up again and then we fought back. And so, we'd like to limit the explosive plays, limit the 99-yard touchdown, the 70-yard kickoff return. And if we can eliminate those things, then, just try to turn it into football and see what happens.
Matt, how do you feel Terrell Bernard's play this year?
That's a great question. I think he's, number one, he's playing both Will and Mike for us so that we can get him more reps. He's an old-school throwback football player. He got a chance to play a couple games last year, then got hurt. So for a redshirt freshman, he's got instincts, and he's got toughness, and he's got discipline. He's going to become a really, really good player. But you can see anytime as a redshirt freshman in this defense you can play 2 positions, it means you know a lot. And the Mike and the Will are completely different with the way we do it. And so he's just a football mind. But I like his toughness, and most importantly, I think he'll be one of those guys. He'll be a single-digit guy someday, just based upon the way he carries himself.
Can you talk about James Lynch a little bit and what you're seeing from him after 4 weeks?
Yeah, I think he's probably one of the better players in the Big 12 right now in terms of production. He's also a guy that's versatile. He plays inside, he plays outside, gets to the quarterback, produces. He's just got a natural, slitheriness. I kind of describe it like he can kind of just get in and out of blocks, and he just doesn't ever complain. We're out there practicing on Tuesday. It's hot. He's just taking rep after rep after rep after rep, and he just likes to play football. And he's produced a lot for us, which has been really good, which has been really necessary.
You had a lot of holding penalties the other day. You talked in the post-game press conference about being outside the pads. For lack of a better term, do you have to kind of teach them how to hold? Because you're going to hold a lot inside the pads.
Yeah, we haven't had very many this year. It was, and you go back and watch the tape, and there were a lot of guys giving great effort and just almost too much. Like just trust yourself. I think a lot of it just comes down to confidence. Just keep getting better, keep getting our hands inside, keep moving our feet, and trusting ourselves and trusting our technique. And so, I was really pleased with a lot of things we did on the offensive line in the first half. After watching the film, I was really pleased with our effort. I thought we went too far sometimes. It's like the three-face mess we had on defense. Like, no issue with the effort. We were playing so hard. We were reaching and grabbing, and so just a little bit more in control. And, again, that comes down to confidence. So, we'll just keep coaching it and understanding that, as long as the effort's there, we'll coach the mistakes out of the guys, and they'll just get better and better and better.
On the other side of that, have you seen the rushing game progress now, after having gotten a chance to look at the film?
Yeah, I thought we did some significantly better things. Some of the holds really hurt us. We had some good runs called back because of holds. And, to be quite honest, Kansas, they did a nice job, and they sold out to stop the run. I mean, the safeties were at the line of scrimmage, and I think that opened up a couple of things for us. But I think we'll continue to get better. I think, those are 4 unique defenses we've seen, and now we'll face another one, going to facing a 3-4 team, which obviously we're a 4-down team. But I think we're getting better. It's by no means where it needs to be. It has to get a lot better. But I think we're making progress. And, the penalties really hurt the running game, because then you end up, when you're in 2nd and 20, 2nd and 15, you're probably not going to run the ball a ton. So we've just got to get a little bit more consistent, a little bit more, on track so that we can run the football a little bit better, I think.
A couple of those first down runs we saw from Charlie over the last couple of weeks, he's starting to show a little bit more emotion. Is that just him growing into confidence in that role and kind of what you guys are doing on offense?
Yeah, I mean, Charlie's kind of like a quiet guy. He's stoic, but he likes to play. And so, I think the biggest thing with him on Saturday was, I thanked him after the game for, he put his body on the line a lot. He ran the football. They played 2-man and, to take away our receivers. And, you need the quarterback then to go run it, and he did. And we've had some design draws that he hit. I'd love for him to slide, and he's not always doing that. But he's a competitor. He's a winner. And I think as time progresses, you'll see more and more of his personality come out.
How much does Xavier Newman being out affect what you do?
It's not it's not what we want. Xavier's becoming a really good player. So we have Pat Lawrence, who can play tackle, can play guard. We have John Carlo, who can play tackle, can play guard. We have Christian Beard, who started the year, but he's been dealing with this ankle that has kind of limited him. He's hobbled around. So we're actually in there working on right now, what we're going to do in terms of game plan wise. So, but you don't like it anytime you don't have a starter. Hopefully Josh Malin will be back here this week or next week, so we can have a little more depth. But Xavier has played a lot of football for us the last year, and so someone will have to step up immediately.
Watching
Matt,
Army
what
play
was the,
Duke, or watching Army play Oklahoma, did you see anything that Army was doing that you can repeat to be as competitive against Oklahoma as Army was?
Yeah, they're just so different, and I know that from personal experience. I forget who I was telling, 3 years ago when I was the head coach at Temple, we were double-digit favorites going into the season. We played Army, and it's just like 2 yards and then 3 yards. They don't. Well, as I talk about explosive plays, they'll take them, but they want to keep you off the field. And so I think they had 45 minutes time of possession, and it's just like this stifling feeling. You're on the other side, and you have this great offense, and you want to get out there and play, and then you start saying, hey, every possession's valuable. And so I just don't think we're built like that. You'd love to go out there and slow the game down and try to keep them off the field, and but that's just not where we are right now. That's where I've been there. We're just not really there right now. And so, so we'll have to go out there and just kind of be us. I think the biggest thing is that Army limits mistakes, and that's how they win. They try to limit their mistakes and protect the football and not turn the ball over. I think that was a key for us last game was, we didn't turn the ball over. We laid it on the ground one time at the end of the half, and that would have resulted in points for them, and just a great hustle play by a lot of guys got the ball back for us. But I think Army's just downhill, run, grind it out, try to keep that great Oklahoma offense off the field. I'm just not sure that we're really wired for that.
You talked about the crowd noise at UTSA and how it affected some of the communication. Have you been able to change anything going into a place like Norman where there's 86,000 that are right on top of you?
Yeah, I just think we'll try to do it better than we did that game. And I think that game showed us some areas we can improve, and I think we try to make those those improvements right away, and just we tried to be a little simpler last week. We wanted to get Josh Fleeks on the field. We wanted to get Taekwon playing, and so maybe we'll just limit a little bit of what we do and to make the communication real easy so we can just go out there and play. I mean, it's it's great to go on the road. It's what you came to Baylor for, to go out there and play Big 12 games on the road, and so we want to eliminate the things that can cause mistakes for us and just let our guys go play.
Is there a
Matt,
conversation that has to be had with a younger team with their first Big 12 road contest like this?
I'll always probably just talk about process and it being about us, and like I said, the whole goal is the chance to have to win Big 12 games is that you have to play really well, and so we'll try to make sure that our guys understand, like, let's hold on to the football, let's not have mistakes, let's eliminate the penalties, let's catch the football with confidence. Let's go play well, and when you go on the road, that's a distraction. But really, at the end of the day, it's in between the white lines. It's the same thing. So we'll eliminate those distractions. And that's really what football's about to me. You eliminate the distractions of doubt and fear of failure and crowd noise and scoreboard, and just go play and just make it football, man, and go play it. So we'll do that. And as I told our team last week, that's what we did last week, and we're going to try to do that for every game the rest of the year. And hope that we can just go like this each week, that you can see a better football team next week than you saw this past week.
Xavier, do you know how long he'll be out?
No, sir. I'm not sure. Not broken. So it's ankle sprain, high ankle sprain, and those things depend on the guy, right? I mean, when I was in the NFL, I'd see some guys be out for a while, I'd see some guys play the next week. Just depends on, how it heals. But, we'll obviously be careful and smart with him because we don't want anything that's long-term.
What's the balance you try to strike with using Jalen Hurd in the backfield?
Really no balance. I mean, we just, we sat there as, short yardage. We have great backs. We have a lot of confidence in our backs, but, he's 220 pounds and so we've just been trying to use him in short yardage and goal line and he's just such a team guy. Whatever you need, he'll do. And, he hasn't done it in a while, so, kind of getting him back in the swing of it here and there, but, we won't. It's not, we think JaMychal's a big-time back, and Lovett's a big-time back, and Treston's a big-time back, and Abram, we have a lot of confidence that when he gets his chance, he's going to be good. And wait till you guys see Squirrel. I mean, he's going to do great things. But short yardage, goal line, when you need that tough yard, just his size alone, if he just falls forward, might get us an extra yard. And so we came out the first couple games not happy with it. So we've been trying to sneak it and get downhill a little bit more with it, and we've had a lot more success in the last couple games. And so. If we get down the goal line there, we'll probably put Jalen in and see what he can do.
Matt, do you have any wishbone plays in your playbook?
We've been running a little bit of triple option here and there. We've been running. We ran a couple last week, I don't think that they're. If they just saw Army, I don't think they're going to be too worried about it from us. So.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.